Okay, here we are on the way of the hunter. I'm going to go over a few things. I did a stream earlier, and well, I have my mic muted. It happens. That's what I'm going to go over. Is I'm going to go over a few things that about the three games that can be changed and fixed, and one of the things is the three games, which is the best, which is the pros and the cons. As far as the video, the graphics, the Way to Hunter is much better than the other two games, Hunter Simulator 2 and the Call of the Wild. Of course, this is a new game. It is a PS5 platform. It's only been out a short time. But the graphics are a whole lot better than the other games. As you can see, I got a bull elk right here in front of me. I do not have, I got 7 of him. I can shoot him, but he's a small one, so, and as you can tell, I'll bring up the binoculars and say exactly what he is. He's a mature one. So he's basically not going to get any bigger. When they reach maturity, they are at their full potential. So you have your stars, which will go up to 5 stars. So if you got a mature one, that's as big as he's going to get. He won't get no bigger. And you have adults, and as you see out there, some more elk. But the graphics on this game are a whole lot better than the other game. The feel for all three is pretty good. As far as movement and getting around obstacles or going over obstacles, the Hunting Simulator takes that hands down, because you can walk over the rocks. You ain't got to go around them. You can go over the logs, where this game it has you going straight through them, and on it you actually step up on them and step over them. So I have to give that to the Hunter Simulator 2. And as far as tracking, tracking will also go to the Hunter Simulator 2 game. Because the blood pattern on there is so much better than what's on here. This just leaves one little thin line. I mean, you see that one's a young one there. That's a mature too, so he's at his peak potential. So we'll take him out. But if I had to pick the best game out of the three, this would be the best. If you're wanting a game where you can go on there and you can shoot, then the Hunter Call of the Wild is the game. Good graphics on it, not as good as this, but a lot of animals that you can shoot, and they don't spook very easy. The other con to this game, to me, is the fact that you cannot, you don't have tree stands or tripods or any of that on here, and I really like to see them add that into the gameplay. Basically, they have stands on this game that are already up. You just gotta locate them, and that'll be a question mark on your map. Um, but the tracking system on this game is pretty atrocious. I mean, you really have to go at a slow pace. And as you see, it just leaves a thin line. As far as tracking, the Hunter Simulator game actually has a blood spray, like you would actually see in real life if you make a good shot vital hit. I am a hunter in real life, and I have watched them run off, and they just absolutely will spray blood everywhere if you hit them in the lungs, and they usually don't go very far, to where all three games on here, they will travel a fair piece, even though you make a lung shot. But the tracking system on the Hunter, the Simulator 2, that is the best tracking system as far as all three games. However, the Hunter Simulator game is quite cartoonish. It's not very good graphics on anything. The animals are atrocious looking. And as you can tell, it's thunder and lightning here on this game, and you actually will see bolts of lightning, which you don't see on any of the other games, which is a pretty cool feature as you just seen there. But if I had to go with a game that is more realistic, it would be this game. But if you want a game for like a kid who can get on there and shoot lots of animals and have fun with it, then you're definitely going to want to go with the Hunter called the Wild, because it'll keep their attention span, because there's so much going on. Where this game here is actually a real slow-paced game. I am still doing the story mode, and here it is, he's down, and the task on this game. And this is another cool feature about this game, is it shows your bullet path. I find that pretty cool. For those of you who watch my videos and get on and view them and stuff, just hit the like button. It does wonders for the channel. Right now what I'm doing is I'm hunting wolves. I've already killed a level 2, I've killed a level 3. I'm looking for a level 4, and I have seen a 4 around this lake. However, I've only seen him once, and I just seen a bolt of lightning over there. But there's a drink area in the back here. That's where he was. It was evening, so I've come back in here. I know it's still early afternoon. But you got to get in here because the wolves are really, really skittish. They spook so easy. They do not attack you. The bears won't attack you. There's nothing on this game that's aggressive by no means, which is not the way it should be, but that's the way they've got it so far. They need to make things a little more aggressive, especially the wolves, man. You get a pack of wolves and you're in the woods, you're going to have to defend yourself and and get away from them or whatever have you. But yeah, this is the best game. I mean, I have played all three. I played the Hunter Simulator 2 a little bit ago just to see what it was like, and to see the pros and the cons on it. The cartoonishness is just not for me. However, I do like the tracking, and I do like the fact that, you know, I guess rock here, so you gotta go around it. Well, on it, the guy will step up on it and step over it. Same thing with the logs on this game. You just absolutely go through the logs. You know. Here, I'll go over to this one and show you what I mean. There's no stepping on them, stepping around them. I mean, you just walk through them. I mean, look at that. I mean, they look real enough, but there is no. I mean, you just go right through them. That's another thing I would like to see them change. And as far as the animals being spooked, that's one thing they really, really need to address on this game. The animals are the wolves, the whitetail, everything is really skittish. They can hear you for hundreds of yards, and they'll go to alert mode, and you will not sneak in on a pack of wolves. It just, even if you go into sneak mode, they're still going to run off. And you have to find need zones for the wolves, and that's what you have to hunt. And you have to be there early enough that you don't spook them out. But there is a level 4 that comes into this lake. I have seen him. Hope he comes back in. I haven't seen him here the past few times I've been up here. And haven't done a whole lot of streaming because I've more or less just been trying to get this story mode stuff done, because it is a really slow-paced game. There's not a lot of action in this game. So for those who are looking for a fast-paced, a lot of shooting, this is not the game. If you're looking for more realistic, then this is the game for you. And that's what one of the things I really like about the game, is I was wanting something that was more realistic. And you kind of got it here, and you kind of don't. Like the bloods, you know, they need to tweak that, and the animals being spooked, they need to work on that a little bit. But like I said, now this is a newer game. It just came out not too long ago. I'm sure that they will get this stuff ironed out, and I'm sure other stuff will be added to it. Just really would love to see tree stands, maybe a backpack or something like that, a tent where you can put it out, because you have to fast travel to these campsites. And although there are quite a few of them on here, you also have to walk quite a bit of distance to get to where you want to go, where you just can't put out a tent like in the Hunter Call of the Wild. And yeah, although you can change the times to campsites and the other lodges, but the only lodge that you can even change your equipment in is the main lodge. And that's the other thing I would like to see addressed on this game. Not so much the campsites to be able to change your equipment, because I do understand that one, but when you go to another lodge, you ought to be able to change out your equipment. Now, the pros to the Hunter Call of the Wild is lots of animals. Although there's lots of animals on here, but it's just more realistic. You're just not going to run into them all the time, and you are going to spook them off. And where the Hunter Call of the Wild, you know, we get in there, and I got, you know, if you watch my videos, I've done money-making maps and all that on the Hunter Call of the Wild. You're not going to do that on this game. You're not going to come in here and you're not going to shoot a bunch of animals. And the trophy rating thing is different. This one's got 1 star to 4 stars. You got mature, you got adult, and you got young. Your adults still are able to grow. Your mature have reached their peak. So if you see a 1-star mature, a 2-star mature, go and take them out. I have seen some 5 stars. I've seen a 5-star big sheep that I actually shot and watched it drop in my scope, and then the game glitched. And I got up there, and there was no bighorn sheep laying on the ground. There was no blood. And I have never seen that bighorn sheep since. So there's a few things they still got to get ironed out on here, and I'm sure they will. But all in all, this is the best game of the three. Then the Hunter Call of the Wild would come in second place, and Hunter Simulator 2 will come in third. But if they would take and fix the tracking system on this game, and the animals being spooked, and give you the option of tree stands, tripods, and stuff like that, this would be an awesome hunting game. It's a work in progress. As far as the scoping on the game, this one takes it hands down. I mean, you can see really good. I mean, that's 225 yards, but if you go farther up the hill, I mean, 300 yards. I mean, even up there 500 yards, and you can see animals out that far, and you can shoot them that far. I have shot them up to 600 yards. The scopes on this game is way better than any other game. I do not like the scopes on the Hunter Call of the Wild. You can't see very far. The other thing is the wobble. I mean, even in this stand on this one, it's the same as the Hunter Call of the Wild. This one doesn't wobble quite as bad as the Hunter Call of the Wild, but still, me being a real life hunter, my scope does not wobble like that. Now that could be because I've hunted for years. I can't remember back when I was 13 when I first started hunting. I am quite a bit older than 13 now. That has been quite a few years ago. But there's still a whole lot of wobble to the scope, and even if you hold your breath, it still wobbles. But as you seen that other blue red marker there. If I was going to shoot one there, that big red dot is the dot that I would want to use, not the little red dot. Is the big red dot. That is adjusting for your windage and all that. So you would actually put that big red dot in the vital area. The binoculars on this game, I wish they were adjustable. They're not adjustable. They're one ring. I ain't never seen one ring pair of binoculars. Here's the other thing they really need to address on here. If there was an animal walking through the woods over there, every time you hit a tree, you lose track of what it is. Or if there's multiple animals, you lose track of what it is. It'll just keep flashing on your screen trying to pick it up, and it will not pick it up. So they need to fix that issue as well. The other thing I like to get into is the Hunter Call of the Wild. I got many hours on the Hunter Call of the Wild. I've played it for years now. I like the game. I ain't got nothing against the game other than these two things. But it does offer the tree stands and the tripods and the tents. And your calls work a whole lot better on it than they do on here. Your moose are pretty easy to call in on here. Your mule deer come in pretty easy. However, your whitetails and your elk and the wolves and all that, not so easy to call in. And on here they got a rabbit call. And as I'll show you, pretty sure I got it. There's my deer grunt. But yeah, see, it's a jackrabbit predator call, and you just put it up to your mouth. And what you're going to do is hit up on your directional pad, and it goes to the stress squeak attracts predators. Well, your wolves are going to take down your deer. Your wolves are going to take down your elk and whatever have you. They're a pack animal. They hunt in packs. They're not going to fool a whole lot with a rabbit. I mean, they will kill a rabbit, don't get me wrong. And if one's in distress, they will, get it and eat it. But I would rather see like the stress fawn call or something for the wolves and the bear. And that's the other thing on this game. I would like to see different bears. Like grizzly bears. I mean, this is all territory for grizzly bear, along with your black bear. They should have implemented them both in there, not just the black bear. And there are no coyotes on this game. There are foxes. I haven't hunted the foxes yet, although I do got a task for one of them too. I actually have to harvest 3 within 100 yards. But like I said, I'm still working on the story mode. It's taking quite a long time. And the task, they all come up underneath your objectives. That one's part of the story mode, and then you go down to your task, and there I gotta harvest 22 pounds of badger meat and 5 lesser scalps in the air, and a bighorn sheep, and level star 4. There's the 3 foxes under 100 yards, and this is one I'm working on now. And as you see, the level 2 and the level 3 is already check marked off. I'm looking for 4. And harvest 3 mountain goats by shooting with a tier 5 rifle in the heart. So I'm still doing this, and even though after I get this one done in story mode, I still have other stuff in story mode to do. There's a whole lot to this game, and it does take time. So if you ain't got a whole lot of time to invest in the game and you just want to hunt, then just go through and open up your stuff and hunt. And take care of them as you come along or whatever have you. But it's going to take you quite a while. And opening up the map will take you a while too. I mean, I'll go back to the map. And as you see, I'll zoom out. I still have quite a bit of darkened areas, and question marks. I mean, there was a lot of question marks, and I still have 1, 2, 3, 4 left. Yep, 4 left. And these are your campsites right there. Again, you can't do nothing but sleep at them. You can't change nothing, which is understandable. But your lodges, you ought to be able to go in and change your equipment. You can't. You actually have to go back here to the main lodge, the Bear Den Ranch, to change out your equipment or your guns or anything like that. But if you're looking for something realistic, this is the game. If you're not, then this is not the game. You're probably going to want to go with the Hunter Call of the Wild. Or if you're wanting, something for your kids, then I would suggest the Hunter Call of the Wild, because, like I said, easier to hunt on, more animals. They don't get spooked as easy, so therefore they're able to keep their attention span a little better on it and not get bored with it. I find out on this game, you spend a lot of time just sitting in a stand waiting, especially if you're hunting the wolves, because they are so spooked. So easy, it's unreal. I mean, if you're within 250 yards of them, they're going to alert if they hear you, and they're going to take off. And there ain't no tracking them down to hunt them, because you will not be able to sneak up on them. Even though there's a sneak mode in this game. But this and the Hunter Simulator 2 run off the same engine. It's the Unreal Engine. Even though there is differences in the game. I don't know why the movement and stuff would be different, but it is. But this is a good game. It's new. If you're wanting something realistic, or you just want a harder challenge than the Hunter Call of the Wild, then I would suggest picking up this game and buying it and giving it a try. If you have any questions about any of the 3 games, just drop me a comment and I will get back to you as soon as possible. or if you need help with any of the 3 games, you know, just drop me a comment and I'll help you out as much as possible. That's basically why I got into streaming, is to help people with the game, to help them figure out stuff, to help them make the game easier for them. So any tidbit I can give you and you're needing help, just let me know and I'll help you out as much as I can. But that's going to do it for this stream, and as I play the 3 some more, well, not so much the Hunter Call the Wild, because I've got many hours in on it. But as I play this one and tinker with the Hunter Simulator 2 a little more, I will fill you in a little more on all 3 games. Again, just hit that like button, and if you hadn't subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next stream. Later.